1 2 1 2 microphone check. Dude, I'm doing this today without my headphones on, so I hope I'm not creating some weird loop. If there's something wrong with the sound, please let me know immediately. And as usual, we'll give it some seconds, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Awesome. Also, I'm doing this today in low latency. That means our interaction should be more spot on and not with a delay of 45 seconds and shit, you know? Remember that? I'm asking you a question, and by the time you answer the question, I already forgot that I asked the question, you know? This weird conversation we're having for years now here on this channel. Guys, we're doing this right now. Let's do this. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. OTHMARiUS Magic. Like and subscribe. Hey there, folks. What's up? How you doing, everybody? Now listen up. Really, I'm not having my headphones on, as you can see, so I won't be screaming as usual. But there's some music now in the room, and it's very low. So I hope it's not creating this, you know, loop, eternal infinite loop that crashes the internet and or creates a black hole and sucks us all in or something. Also, I will not realize that that the music in the background might be too loud. So immediately, if it's too loud, just raise your hands and say, turn it down a little bit. Probably it's already too loud, so I'm going down here a little bit. But still, I want to have it, you know. All right, now there's a lot of activity in the chat I'm seeing here for the usual Tuesday. That's great. We got everybody. We got She-Rob ready. We got Hervey, Yui is in a good mood. As I see, Dallas Taylor is in the house. Awesome. Wit von Wit is there, of course. And we got nice guys. Now I need to get your name ready once and for all. Strikekamara. This is how I call you. Not Strikekamara. Is that correct? I don't know. I don't. Doesn't matter really, does it? It's just the usual madness going on, guys. I'm super excited about today's session. If I think about it, it's crazy how much sense it will make what we're going to do to what we are up to today. You know, we have been here shuffling through the Royal Road to Card Magic last year, chapter by chapter. Then we've closed that book with the last chapter on routining tricks, right? We talked a little bit about it, and then we proceeded with the next book with Expert at the Card Table, the book we walked through this year, at least the main chapters. And there was a time when I felt completely overloaded with too much information. Now, there were some fine moments, some pearls we found. Respectively, me, I was completely overwhelmed by rediscovering the spread call and the potency of the specific technique, and also then this one-handed break, thumb break. You can do nasty things with. Maybe you remember this one, guys. Those two moves, they immediately kind of, you know, inspired me extremely, and I was all in for it. Those techniques are going to go into my working repertoire, and I'm going to use those moves a lot, crafting little sleight of hand based card magic with it. So it was a really productive year, you know. However, still there was this moment where I was like kind of completely overwhelmed with all that came at me, and then also I was kind of, you know, was thinking to just, you know, make a move, make a change, and go into a different direction, take it to another place in order to stay sharp, to stay productive, and to actually get to a point where everything we've learned so far becomes something useful, you know? And now it happened in midst of the Corona crisis. I got a gig. I've got a commercial gig, so to say, for a little tiny company. I know the guy who's running it mainly very closely, and it's going to be kind of this Zoom or maybe they do Google Hangouts situation. It's going to be a Christmas party, you know. And the guy was asking me, "You want to do a little magic gig in there?" And I was like, "That is freaking amazing! Yes, I want to do that. Let's do this." However, I just took some time to just really think about it. Not that I didn't want it, but really, can I do this? Is this possible? And I was thinking, yeah, it is possible. I have material at hand. I have a studio already set up, and I'm already kind of comfortable in the situation, doing this weird thing. So it's a great opportunity. And after, the whole journey we went together, this kind of, is for me a logical conclusion. He think, now let's go into the real world. Let's test this out. Let's do this in this real life situation. The situation all our colleagues are now confronted with, professional working magicians that did close-up magic, parlor magic, stand-up magic, walking magic, table hopping, playing theaters or playing birthday party or corporate gigs. And they all know, having a hard time. And you today can see a lot of now magicians, like what I'm calling them, not traditional magicians, but not necessarily online affine magicians. Let's put it like this, turning to this media because what else can they do, right? Now, it is a huge challenge. It is a bombastic challenge, to be honest, to craft strong magic for this format. It brings a complete new it creates a new situation in my humble opinion. And today I want to reflect about this. Now, what's going to happen today is it's that I'm going to outline the build of the routine I'm planning to perform for those. I've got 10 days. There is nothing standing. That's the situation. Nothing is standing really. I got 10 days to be ready and perform. And that's my challenge. Strong, entertaining magic in this format, basically, right now here. And you guys are going to help me with that. Isn't that crazy? We're going to construct the skeleton of the whole thing, and then we will sculpture a beautiful body together. And all you patrons out there, my dear beloved OTHMARiUS, you are getting the privilege to be my test dummies, because I'm going to perform this routine maybe in an adapted version for you guys, because we're going to talk a lot about the basic or fundamental things you have to consider building a routine. So I want to perform this for you guys in a kind of adapted version for your needs, but not too much. And then I can also test the whole setting, if everything's working the way I imagining it, because what you think, the idea sometimes differs a lot from what's going to happen then in the real world. So I'm going to give this a test run, and there's going to be a great opportunity for us all to learn a ton, because of course I'm very open. You know me. I'm very open for critique. I'm open for feedback, and then we can work this out together. And that is what is going to happen. We're going to start with this today, and this is crazy. This is huge motivation boost. To be honest with you guys. This year was a wild ride. So far we are now, for everybody watching in the future. Is the microphone? Yeah, it's still working. It has been a wild ride, right? With the whole pandemic situation. And from my position or point of view, and I also talked about this last session, you know, pressure kept rising constantly. And there was a moment, to be honest, where I was just, you know, completely overloaded. So I took a break. I just went, I went for an escape. I just started playing this computer game called Ark, where you play an avatar in kind of an wild nature thing with dinosaurs and wild animals, and the whole environment is super hostile, and you know it's the main thing at the longest time in this game is just to survive, and then you craft items and you skill your character, your avatar, you become better at it. And I totally lost myself in crafting boats, so I started to build boats, and I just escaped from reality like a crazy, like I couldn't dare, and I just went there for a lot of hours, and kind of, you know, it was too much what was going on. And then of course at a certain point you get a bad conscience, bad taste in your mouth, like I should, you know, work a little more magic and practice and do the things I actually want to, you know, grow in. But then on the other hand, you know, I'm totally overwhelmed with the world around me, and I'm fed up with all this, you know, fighting and busting out and just not really progressing and stuff. And at this point, this guy goes and like, we're making this Christmas party. Do you want to, you know, do you want to play your thing? Do you want to do your thing? That would be amazing. And I was like, oh, and this was like dragging me out, you know, and I totally embraced it. And I said, that's what I need, and I'm going to go for it full throttle. And this is what's happening on the next 10 days here of my life. This is going to be my main objective, just work out this routine. However, I don't want to stress myself out, because the specific audience I'm targeting there, these are really nice and relaxed people, so I don't want to be worked out too much. So a nice casual approach, but however, you know, working this with you guys together after what we walked through the last 2 years here, that is for me a beautiful fin for 2020. And, you know, without going into a break too much, actually, because there wouldn't be anything going down if it wasn't now for this lockdown situation we also got now in our town here in Berlin, in our city, capital of Germany. So now no Christmas fairs, a big deal for Germans, and you know, we lost our opportunity to sell our products. So there's actually some spare time, which I, however, just used to be, you know, to feel all the pain from the beatings I got this year, you know, probably like a lot of other people, and that's where we at the 8th of December 2020 here on this channel, and I'm super hyped about it. This is going to be really awesome. So I'm going to talk about the tricks I already have in mind. I'm going to share with you why I choose them, why I think that's a good idea, and how I in general tackle this whole problem of performing magic in this specific format, like with some chat software, video conference thingy software, which is, I believe, the shittiest form you can perform magic since the invention of formats. So I'm doing this again. This is a classic here on this channel. I'm always, you know, displaying this intro here. So let me see what you guys came up in the channel. What's up, people? So glad we are doing these things again. Aaron J is now. Aaron J, awesome. With hey Aaron, yeah, it's good to have the band together again. Wert is signature fool him all zoom move, throw the thing out of frame. Wert is, by the way, I got probably it's you, so the guy who got the same name on Patreon as well as on YouTube. Awesome. Thank you so much for your pledge on Patreon. I got let me check this out. I believe after last session 3 or 4 new guys shuffled in as Patreon. It's Andreas Hartung. It's a guy I know here from my life in Germany. Andreas, in case you ever watch this, thank you so much. And then we got Brandon Rice, we got Mark Sivier, and we got Avetis, all tuning in on Patreon with a pledge, becoming official OTHMANiacs. Thank you so much. And of course, everybody who's already on board there, making the difference, making it happen here on YouTube. You guys are rocking awesome. That's that. Let's go back here to what you say in the chat. Hi, Nairosmith says, hi, how long does it need to be? So that's the thing. It's a really casual setting. They said about, like, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes, but I believe it's not a problem if it's going to be longer. I don't want to push it too much. However, maybe I'm targeting for, or I'm aiming at a solid half an hour. You know, it's never a big deal to stretch time, you know. I'm talking about a solid, you know, solid 20, 25 minutes, beautiful magic. That's a challenge. Challenge enough? Let's see what I can do. Jerome Fournier is in the house and say hi, OTHMARiUS. Awesome, Jerome, you tuning in here today. Avetis asks if I tamed a T-Rex. No, I'm all with dire wolves and dire bears. You know, I'm staying away from T-Rexes. Colin Korskap is also in the house. Says hello, guys. Hello, Colin. Awesome, you tuning in. Hello, go for it, Draken. Yeah. Says the night. Will you post the gig after this finished? Would be interesting to see. Yeah, maybe. That's the question. The idea I had to record this and then you just do an analysis of it. But I am not sure if this is a good idea because, you know, as soon as you put the record button, there comes another influence and that might, you know, make the situation. This is kind of awkward. Anyways. Right, so I don't know. I'm not sure, but as I said before, I know the guy who runs the company, and the people are super relaxed and super easy. And if I say I do this at the beginning, maybe this shouldn't be so much of a deal. I don't know, you know. Aveta says, yep, that's me. Awesome. So we got that. We got this. How we say? Confirmed. Wonderful. Once again, thank you so much. And Chirop is also now. Hi all. He says, sorry, I'm sleeping in the kitchen. Okay. Chirop is sleeping in the kitchen, whatever that means. Yeah, you know, living the Russian style. Okay, guys. So, let's get right into this. Let's get right into the problem here. Now, magic is something extremely intimate, right? And every performance set or situation, let's say the classical ones, the parlor, the stage, and the close-up set, they have their own needs, let's say. And depending on the performer, depending on its on his or her career or development or path, plays out different strengths in different scenarios. You know, we got the big shots, we got those who walked through all of it, but very often performers kind of specialize in one field, stay there for a time. I'm talking now full-time pros who did this then for 20, 30, 40 years, if not longer, and then, you know, jumping up to the next stage. If you, let's just say, look at an all-rounder, great idol of mine, Ricky Jay, right? Who did it all? Who did the close-up, the parlor, the big stage, and television, and he you know, has huge knowledge, historical knowledge also of the art form, and always incorporating this in his acts. Very beautiful. Is where I was thinking that's kind of the most important thing to me when it came to trying to figure out what is the character I'm playing, what is the persona I am, and in what kind of setting I'm placing it. And if you looked at somebody like Ricky Jay, you will find always kind of this center figure in there, but it's always quite a little bit adapted to the specific scenarios. Or you have other performers that just, you know, kind of become bigger the further out they go, so that you have the same guy that works in a very small setting, it goes on the big stage and is enabled to bring it all out. So the dynamic, like the noise of what you do, the reach you gain, just the range, the distance you got to your audience, this aspect, all typical problems for crafting routines in the classical fields, you know, close-up, parlor, stage. Do you have a barrier in between? Do the people sit in circles around you? You know, is this an environment you control 100%, or are you hopping from town hall to town hall? All of this are super important aspects when it comes to crafting and building the magic you perform, right? And of course, when we're dealing with ancient books like Expert at the Card Table, Expert Card Technique, or even Road to Card Magic, we are, and that's something we've never reflected on throughout the whole live sessions, because there was no need to. It comes from a time where there wasn't even television so much of a big deal, right? That comes later. And then things start progressing and running. And now we have the whole social media thing, and there is in itself a lot of different options to go for, right? And now we have this crisis thing and these chat softwares, these group meetings, video conference became a solution for a lot of people, for a lot of different needs also. And this is where we go inside. This is where we go inside. And how the hell now do I do my magic, which is, and that's where I've been, that's the only thing I've been specializing on. Pretty jazzy, straight in your face, stand up, close-up magic in a wild, environment. That's the big problem I have. That's the first thing I have to just deal with, right? Now, if I can believe, and I do believe it is a problem for colleagues who got really their routines and their working material and everything is worked for them so well, and now they have to bring up a set at home. And I've seen some colleagues doing some things, and probably you've seen a lot of now magicians who come from stage, who come from close-up, who come from working and out in the real world now to these formats. And then you see all these you see them working those problems, like what is the right shot, what is the quality of the camera, how do I do this? And they don't know how to do this. How should they know this? They never. Some of them probably have a very especially the older guys, a very naive understanding of how the whole social media thing works and how it all works. Because I am Gen X, I was born 75, right? I sometimes feel like a complete old fuck when I see how rapidly everything moves, right? So this is something to really keep in mind, and this calls out for trying to really get into the head of the audience in this specific situation before anything else. Because I'm sitting in my room right now, in my living room, right? And I'm full of myself and I got it all under control, and what I do here might feel super exciting and super cool for me, and it might even be stuff that works super awesome if there were people just standing right in front of me, and it might be a total bummer for somebody sitting in their room watching on a small box, right? And this is the challenge. This is the problem. So the first thing, and I'm thinking about this probably now for 3 days, is how the hell – how the hell Now, for something like this, something confusing. Now, YouTube is telling me that there's not enough data coming through, and this is something that should not happen at the climax of a routine, right? That's right. In a live situation, when in the middle of the climax of the routine, two drunk guys start a fight, right? It's just when you present all you got. That's when the rumble starts, and then you just, you grab the money and you get out of there anyways. So, understanding the situation of the people and trying to translate something that I know works in a specific scenario throughout this media. If I will be successful with this, I don't know, you know. But at least I've got a little bit of experience with live streaming and with shooting tutorials and with trying to make magic tricks work with a camera here. And I know this could be so much better, right? Because, and here's the important thing, the camera itself, the setting itself, the media itself takes a part within the presentation of the magic. This seems to be obvious when you think about it, but it's easily forgotten. So I want to incorporate somehow the medium I'm working with into the magic. And I already got an idea. I don't know if it works. I got an idea, right? But this is just now brainstorming. This is just really just constructing the core elements of 20-30 minutes. Sharing with you guys here on YouTube completely for free, and this also is a high risk for me because I don't know if it's going to work. So let's see what you guys saying in chat. I hope the quality is good. You see, I'm super excited about all of this, and I don't even realize if technology is working right. As a matter of fact, already doing this here, you know, a live stream on YouTube, this is kind of being a producer, a screenwriter, an anchorman or a presenter, a camera guy, and a cutter or editor at the same time. You know, it's just, you know, multitasking all the time. It's insane. It's insane what the internet did to media production. It's crazy. So Avetis has the idea of saying there has been an involving video magic scene for a few years now for TikTok, etc. A lot of the same principles is probably apply for a remote conference too. Yes, of course. But of course, there is, you know, if there's these social media magicians, they use social media in an appropriate way to gain reach and so on and so on. But this is like I'm talking about the problem being a performer, a live close-up performer now in the set. And I'm not want to over dramatize it. I just want to, you know, there's a solution to this problem. I believe so. But it's just like really pointing out the problem to find the best solution. That's the stage. This is what this is going to be all about. It's like, how do I do this? Is this the best way? Can I do this? You know? And I'm going to be very fast because time's ticking. Got to be 10 days. We got to be done. Right? That's the situation. That's what I drag you guys in right now. Welcome to my world. Interrupted climate. I hope you're having a good day, Patrick. This is such a good topic. I feel this media is it's not going away, and we need to be able to navigate it. Right, bit from bit. Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, I've seen you. I've never really watched it because there was so little time and frustration, and I escaped this fantasy world. So, but I've seen you guys uploading your performance, so you know what a drag it is to get even a good shot of something. Sometimes, you know, it's like and if it's just for, you know, showing your magic body's the thing. But if you want to go out with a product, if you really want to do something you feel comfortable but presenting to people who pay you money for doing it, it's of course a different talk, and that's the challenge, right? And Nairo Smith said there's a YouTube channel called GS Magic who posts a lot of social media performances. Might be worth taking a look. Thanks a lot. That's a great tip. also looking at other people doing it, and there's right now also people who are already stepping into this niche. You say market niche again. Social media magic for performing working magic, corporate magic on social media and blah 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 and all this stuff. People now starting training other people doing this, but it's brand new. I believe honestly, kind of nobody really knows how to do this really, and this is kind of exciting. I feel like to be completely on the frontier line here, and to be honest, because this is not television. It is not television, and we're going to talk about it later. And even on YouTube, it's not only the format. It is the way the platform itself works. It's the way people or the core audiences of the platform consume media on the platform. It's just something. It's completely different. You know how low the attention span is of people on this on today? It's insane. You basically can't. Check this out. You see what TikTok is? It's now they got this shorts videos on YouTube. Think about it. Think about the format of a high frame. That is when you zoom in. That is when your brain just wants to take a shortcut close up to mark a reference point and to validate or falsify an information. This is not the format to tell a story. There is a reason why the format we know is dominating in cinema, has been chosen by cinema. Taken the camera, the square from the telly went into this because it's because of our frame of sight. It's the way we picture the world and we understand the world, and this is how narration happens. And if you take this away, for example, in the representation of the media, you are lacking on a lot of possibilities to tell a story, or the way you tell the story becomes something very different from what it used to be. And even on a platform like YouTube, you can really see this. I mean, you have already this adapted by Facebook on the app, scrolling up and down, and then you go to this 60 to YouTube Shorts, and then you are just, you don't even make a choice anymore. You just wipe, and then comes the next video. You wipe, and then comes the next video. You wipe, and then comes the next video. This is the way people consume information. Media in this is something else. This is not what I've ever. This is not doing magic with this is a complete different thing. I'm not talking about this. I'm quite frankly speaking, I'm not interested in that. I need at least a certain attention span of my audience. I need them to be willing to follow a story, and I need them to open up to connect their own emotions with that experience. I don't need just a simple effect that flashes through. That's not magic. That is just burning material, right? But that's a different story. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not criticizing it in the sense of that this means the doom of the world. But it is a different thing, and it's really barely compatible. With what I'm doing, with what I've been studying so far. There's enough challenge to actually, because in this situation, we are staying in the how would I put it, in a closed let's say room. In a room, you're together with the people in a room. Even though it's more transparent, even though it's more open than your like a bar, you know. A bar is a closed room with people that are in there, and you come and you make with your audience like kind of a separate room, a separate, although it's open and there's transparency and people come in, can come in, come out. We have a similar situation, or at least we have the foundation of the situation is the same. There are people sitting or standing in front of a computer. They have a connection with each other. They're celebrating something together, and there is now the attention of directed to one bloke. Who's wearing a funny hat and who's doing tricks, right? Oh, magic. Anyways, I'm losing track here, but let's see what we got. Scene Hog is another one perhaps worth checking out. It seems like those guys cycle through the same tricks for different people online, while OTHMARiUS is trying to craft a slightly more sophisticated routine. But maybe looking at JS and Scene Hog and others can give some inspiration and can learn what you would do differently. We do it only for us. No, we don't do it for so first of all, that is yes, of course. I mean, really, the thing is, I will not know what this really is and how good my guess was after I've been through the experience, to be honest. I just have my experience so far. I have an idea. I craft a concept with that idea, then I try to give it more, to bring it into a concreter form, and then I move it around and until it gets its final shape. To be in the best case scenario, to become something that appears intrinsically organical, something really grown by nature, basically. Now there's not the time window of doing this here. There's no need for it. What I try to do is basically put 3 or 4 what we call tricks together. I try to keep one visual representation of the magic in frame all the time, and I try to make the magic happen in their minds, respectively. I need them to reflect on that the magic is happening in their heads, that the magic is happening with them. If I only stay on the level of doing something clever with cards here in this scenario, there is too much of a distance in it. So I need to, once again, as I said before, I want to bring the media in there. I'm not quite sure how I do this yet. Wit van Wit asks, would you assume your live streams would be an advantage in this gig? You are comfortable in front of the camera, and that should be a boon to you. Yes, absolutely. This is absolutely a plus. And also, having already some experiences with the shots. Now I've got here a very different shot from what I got usually. Usually the camera is a little more far away, a little more down, and the angle is softer. Now this is a very brutal top angle, which just happened accidentally. I liked it very much. Just check this out. I'm just zooming in basically for a little bit, and I got a complete different fare. Okay, there is this this chat in there. Let me turn the chat off, and let me turn my camera off. And now take this one, and now take this one. Do you see what happens already? Now, with a Stream Deck or with a with shortcuts, you could make the experience for the onlookers so much more interesting than just staying with one frame, with one shot, right? That's simple math, right? That's just kind of copying a natural experience of looking up, looking down, going closer, going far away, turning to the side, saying, hey, that was funny, coming back to the thing. Everything that happens with naturally. Now, think about it. I will be completely occupied with doing the magic thing, and then I also do the studio here, right? And yes, I have training doing this for years now. Somebody else who gets, you know, maybe from the stage with something that's working into the spot, it doesn't have the experience. That's a plus. That's a win. Let's see if I can play it, you know, because you can have a winning hand, you can have the winning hand and still lose the game. That's easy, you know, that's just easy. So there's no music. Let's see why. Because yes, YouTube makes it very difficult to be comfortable. So, what For OTHMARiUS, I wish we have next week a Discord live session to practice something. Yes, we do this. We will. I'm planning to do a Discord live session to test this. What I'm starting working out here, and then we can talk about a lot of things. And probably the problems I'm going to address here right now today, they are so common grounded. They are they're everybody's problems, right? So, you know, so this is what's going to happen next Tuesday. This might be very well the last live session this year. I don't know how it's going to play out, because the gig is going to be on Tuesday. No, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, on Thursday. So we're gonna do a or I would say Generalprobe. Dress rehearsal, general rehearsal, right? General rehearsal, and then I'm out on my own. Another thing, reflecting on the specific situation. Another thing. What was it? What did I want to say? I'm losing my train of thought here. We're getting there. So let's get into this. Let's do this. Let me tell you what I'm planning. I was thinking to do something that stays with what I'm doing, and that is of course playing cards, but to do something that's really visual. But then to transport this to something that is kind of mentalism thing. So what I want to do some stunning magic, a color change routine, and I want then to turn the interest away from the cards. He's saying this is quite interesting, but the psychology behind all of this is much more important, and that psychology makes us experience freedom, makes us experience choices that lead to results which are to be foretold, or which are to be understood in advance, if you realize how we make these choices and how that happens, or something like this. And then I want to do some kind of a trick where the audience, where the choices of the audience are super relevant, and I have no influence on the cards whatsoever. And the trick that pops up in my mind was a John Bannon design, Twisted Sisters. I don't know if you know Twisted Sisters, but it is a very beautiful trick. It is played with two people who make choices. Let me synopsisize this. This is what's going to happen. There are two packs of 4 cards each. 4 red cards and 4 blue ones. The faces are not being shown, but it's assumed that all the cards in the game are queens. So we have the 4 queens with blue backs, and we have the 4 queens with red backs. And now 2 spectators are decided to choose a queen. Now both choose a queen, and without really the knowledge of the cards, the magician takes the the choices, and he switches them in the packs. Now, when the effect, this is 3 effects in a row actually. The first effect is displayed. The queens the people did choose just with their mind appear in the packs, but they appear crosswise. So the magician took the choices and switched them in the packs. But not only that, it appears that in the pack of the four blue cards, now there is this one queen with a red back. Just in reverse, in the red pack, there's this one queen with the blue back. And then in the final of this routine, it shows that the magician did only select those 2 queens. The other cards in play have been jokers. This is an absolutely stunning and incredible, beautiful effect. And the great thing about it is that I do not barely touch the cards, or the magician does barely touch the cards. And all the relevant choices are made by the spectators. So this is a good choice for a scenario like this. I think so. Because then I can go and I can, go into an interaction with the people, and I can say, now you make a choice, and 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 the result is completely mind-boggling. So that's what they will remember. How could this guy possibly know the decisions in advance to put these cards on the table, right? That's the trick. That's the effect. That's the main core effect. That is the strongest thing I could think of as a card magician going into the field of mentalism without actually, going straight there and just do a mentalist set, which I can do because I'm a card guy. I'm a sleight of hand con artist, basically. I'm doing 4 aces. Now I have 4 queens and I got more in my, stupid shit like that. Yes, now I had it. So let me go to the picture. So the picture would be something like this. This is where I want to go at the climax. This is what I got. I got the 4 packs. I got 4 blue ones and 4 red ones, right? Nice image. Now this is my center point. This is where I want to go. How do I get there without just, pulling them out of this blue thing you get them with? Did I just flash? Be careful with this one. Now this one is relatively easy to the effect it holds, but it can flash. So we got this. We got those 2 red ones. Now let me walk you through this train of thoughts in reverse. I've been working on a routine for quite a while now where I just want to use 2 decks, and but I'm not really working on it for quite a while now. It's basically a very specific technique that I found kind of cozy, and I love to use it, and I was just playing around with it, and then it came the idea to integrate this with another deck and stuff, and then I came up with this thing also with a story where it's all about quantum physics. Right now, here's another topic, quantum physics. I like it. It's something I think also a topic you could just hit on, give them something to think about. So, and of course, it is related to the question, how do magicians do it, right? Now, you need to know that the people I'm going to perform for, they are I know the guy relatively close, and the people who know me who know the guy, they know that I'm relatively close to the guy, and they know that there's this magician who's always practicing. So the question, how does he do that? How does magic work? Is there? It's just I'm too close to the people. I just can't avoid it. Or respectively, I know it's there. I know they will ask about it in the after the performance. And the guy, I know he will tell them, this man is just constantly practicing. He's basically just he's taking a deck of cards to the toilet, and he's just doing it all the time. So I just want to. I know I can't avoid it. So I wanted to make this win, which is going to where I'm going to be a badass that is just, you know, very focused on what he's doing, which is going to be a very satisfying explanation for standard person. A lot of practice, that's how you do it, and they're learning the tricks, right? I want to leverage that, and I want to bring this for a plus for the magic within the situation. You know, I just want to use it there. So I want to raise the question, how is it done myself? And I want to give the answer. I want to give the answer that is so confusing to them, and that I want to play this as a theme because I cannot avoid it. No, and so it is. I'm going to start out with trickery. I'm going to quantum mechanics, basically having a scientific knowledge of what other people don't have. And then I want to shift. I want to maneuver this to the psychology of it, to the psychology of mind reading or neuralistic programming, or maybe manipulating choices. Are you with me so far? Are you with me? Do you see where I'm going? This is just that's just the core, the skeleton here of the thing. So let's do this. Let's go back to the table. Let me see. I've got, for this trick, I need 2 decks, and I've got a blue bicycle, and I've got a another standard deck. So I will come to this other trick. The effect here is going to be that it's going to be a kind of ambitious card, but not a straightforward ambitious card. I'm going to set it up with quantum mechanics. And I don't know if you know quantum mechanics, but in quantum mechanics we have 2 main core principles. It's called quantum entanglement and superposition. And that means that 2 elements are connected with each other in a mysterious way, which has not been riddled by science really yet. It's just there, this superstitious or this mystical connection. Albert Einstein called it the spooky even. And then we have something that's called superposition. And believe it or not, in superposition, before things are measured, they do appear in a cloud of possibilities. It's just a cloud of options before somebody lays eyes on it, and then all these options, possibilities collapse into one reality. Yes, you ever heard about it? And this reality is connected with another reality somewhere else without being actually connected. And when something happens in one, it happens also in the other one. Are you kidding me? This is madness, right? So this is like kind of where I'm going. I'm going to elaborate those stories, those fake explanations, right? So what we have in the one deck, we make a choice, a free selection, which is going to correlate with a choice in the other deck. And then we will find that the card we have selected from this deck, which is going to be the same card that comes out of this deck, jumps to the top of the deck here in this narration. Now the point is that I have those 2 decks in play, and the next step after this thing is I'm going to take the 4 cards I need out of that. And this I'm going to do it just like that. I'm going to come up, so we're going to be here. We're going to be here. I'm going to have performed this. I'm going to this thing here, and while we talk, I'm going to pretend to pull the card. I'm going to pull the cards out and I switch them on the table, right? This is just how mean I'm going to be. I'm going to be so mean. I'm going to use this medium to just do a card switch right in front of everybody, right? I'm so, you see the joy I feel about just, how easy I could do a deck switch if I wanted. Now when I think about it, this shit is getting, this is getting way too easy now. Right, here's another thing. The best working solution, right? What works best, and however, still I have to kind of, give us a little practice, right? A little practice. Now, that's the centerpiece. How do I get it all started? Now I was thinking about some, gambling stuff, but the gambling stuff is, as I have the feeling there's too much distance in between, right? Here's a guy, look, who's doing clever shuffling, blah blah blah. That gets freaking boring, kind of to the point. The people are at home. They are at home. They're having a Christmas party, a corporate Christmas party. They're sitting at home. They're going to sit there in their panties, dressed up there. They're going to be drunk, and they're going to have dinner with the family, and there's going to be the range might be from a super enthusiastic family guy who brings his children with and shows everybody the children, up to the very reserved introvert who's just things who was actually hoping to have all this Christmas party shit going by, at least to have one positive, and then some sucker invented Zoom, right? And now they have to do that, right? So this is the reach we got. This is the reach we got. And now we're going to watch, and this people, now the family guy, now I'm just two extremes. They don't even have the time to follow on the card. And the other person is like, I hope this shit is over before I die, right? This is the reality. So now how do I get this? I need to come in with a banger. I need to be really interesting from the very beginning. And what I need is I need to catch their interest, so in a way of and then I need to surprise. I need the element of surprise. I need them to think that they know what is happening, and really soon, they're going to be just, fuck, this might be really actually interesting. And even then, I can't go to the cards. I need to be with them. They are the main focus of interest. That's what I gotta nail. Otherwise, I will never connect with the people. I could basically, pretend somebody is watching, right? Okay, that's, I'm getting somewhere here. Now, I'm here for, I'm excited. Now, very important for everybody watching. Maybe because I did a post on Facebook. That's how far my advertisement for my stuff goes. I am just completely jazzing here. This is just my thoughts. This is my take on the problem. I'm not an expert. I don't have experience on online magic or what's on. I'm doing a live stream for years now. I'm on YouTube here for years with tutorials and videos. I'm passionate, autodidact, enthusiast, hobbyist so far. And I am, however, kind of experienced when it comes to analyzing stuff, because that's what I learned at the university. And also I did a lot of stage. However, as what I call an ancient poetry slammer, I wrote on stage, and I read short stories on stage, and also I performed as a musician. So I know a little bit about the performing arts. However, magic is an art form which, when I realized what it really was, I fell in love with so hard. I experienced a passion I never experienced with anything else, not even with freaking music. Can you believe that? And so, be warned. This is completely out of control. There is nothing tested. There's no success guaranteed. This is just, having a hell of a time, just jumping into the blue. So take this, please, as a thought for your own thought process. Take this as an inspiration, as an input, for your own thought process. And don't take this as a final word or solutions here, anything, in case that misunderstanding is even possible, right? Which I don't think. Avet is right. I was drunk in my panties last corporate Christmas party, and it wasn't even remote. Right. So you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Now, this is one thing. The other thing is also what's the background of the people, right? And the background of the people is this is a non-profit organization that with people that really are working on making the world a better place. Main topic is inclusion. Making the world a more inclusive and open world, an accessible, more accessible world. And so this is. imagine you would perform for some brokers or some from the financial world. It's a very different talk. You do something else than for people like that. Just a side note, this is the thing. I once had somebody experience a magician for a artist, for a really famous artist here in Berlin, and this magician wasn't even able to come up with one line that was relatable to the people working in the place. Imagine one of the top leading artists in the world and his crew are there, and you're going there and you're like all with your little sponge balls. It's like, dude, man, these people are making serious art. And they have concepts, and there's a lot of, it's easy. You go on the website, and then you have a lot of material to just you don't have to think your whole routine, but just make some connections with the people. That's at the least you can do, right? To give the people, your audience, the feeling that you're doing something special for them, right? And it doesn't matter if it's always the same jokes, lines you're pulling, as long as they believe that you just said it for the first time, right? Anyway, very, very yeah, you guys can go into Dada Discord. I'm not cheer up. I'm not going there to Dada Discord today, probably. But you guys, I don't know. Maybe you guys can go there and just meet to talk with each other. Well, this is happening if you want to, if you need that. If this is not what I'm doing, not enough talking for you guys, then you are more crazy than I thought you ever was. But be my guest. It's there. OTHMARiUS talking trash about SpongeBob. No. I'm not. No. SpongeBobs are good. Fine. Everybody with SpongeBob is good. I was just, it could have been coins. It could have been cards. Let's say cards, okay? Just with cards, right? It's just the connection with the people. And it's even more important when we got this barrier. Because right now I'm speaking into the room, into an empty room, believe it or not, in the material world in front of me. I imagine you guys with my third eye, all you beautiful people just there in the room with me, standing there with big eyes, with your cards in your hands, going like, preach to us, great OTHMARiUS. Tell us the truth about the wonders and miracles we will do in the world, right? It's SpongeBob. It's all I've been doing. Come on, man. SpongeBob are really good. It's okay. Don't worry about me bashing on SpongeBob a little bit. It's just, I don't know. Here's the thing. That's the truth about SpongeBob with me. I was a child, and there was this magician, and he did the worst thing you can possibly imagine. He not only did not produce a rabbit, because fuck a magician who does not pull out a rabbit out of the hat. I mean a real rabbit in a children's performance, especially if the magician says he's now going to make a rabbit appear. Yes, he did that. And I was there, and I was expecting a freaking rabbit. And dude, man, you can buy this shit. It costs 250 bucks. You have an empty plate, you show it, you put it back on, and there is the freaking fucking rabbit. That's kindergarten. That is super cool. And if you are 10 years or 8 years and somebody pulls this off, you're going to be blown away. You know what the guy did? Now I'm renting. This is how I rent. The guy would produce a SpongeBob fucking rabbit. And I was like, are you insulting my intelligence, man? I could see it. Bloop, 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 bloop. Dude, get the fuck out of here. Man, that was it for me for the longest time with magicians. I said, when I was 8, fuck it, I don't need that. That's for idiots. I'm taking an electric guitar and I'm playing some punk rock, man. And getting wasted. So that's my trauma. And I made progress. I'm able to talk about it. All right, Marilena is in the house and said good evening or morning. Good evening, Marilena. It's about 9 p.m. In the capital of Germany, Berlin. I'm broadcasting from. So now, so I was thinking, after all, I've got this was the train of thoughts. Okay, I want something that happens in the minds, more mentalism than with cards, right? I have 2 packages. I need to get to the packages, red and black, blue back packages. Oh, I have this trick with this bullshit explanation, which uses 2 packages, which kind of, you know, is a nice effect. How do I get to these 2 packages? And then I realized, man, I was working on Stranger's Gallery by John Ben anyways for a performance. So I do that because what does it do? It changes 4 queens into. Let's do it. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. I don't know how I started. Anyways, before I try this now, I also have been reading OTHMARiUS Verbal Magic, which is the collection of his works for radio. Juan Tamariz is a Spanish magician who's insanely crazy in Spain and in the magic community also. This guy, everybody knows the guy in Spain because he just totally rocked the 80s on television and radio. And he did incredible stuff. Nobody did before the way he did it. Very straightforward, very grounded, earthly, you know, funny, humorous, humane, powerful, strong magic. Just like blowing your freaking mind away. Absolutely great craftsman. And there is some nice things in there also, and so I'm not all set here, right? Because this verbal magic stuff, this is magic which works where people follow instructions basically, and instead of just giving instructions, OTHMARiUS incorporated beautiful stories and narration with it, which you basically need to just copy and paste and maybe a little bit change it a little bit, and then you got something where you can have the people use a deck of cards, or you can you just work with pens and sheets of paper. Great, but this is some stuff which you should practice, which you need to practice with an audience before. And I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfy really to go into a material I'm not really familiar with, right? So. Now, Narusmith has a super great idea. He said, I think an oil and water could be easily sold as inclusive exclusion trick if you create the right pattern. And that is a great idea. Thank you so much. That is a super idea. And this is the right way of thinking. This is really cool. And this is so cool, man. And Narusmith, I love this comment so much. It's just true because, you know, oil and water, that's really great. People are excluded, included. We get it, and they always get together again, and then they separate, and you can, this makes super sense. And if you pull it up for a group like that, they will remember this forever. It's really true. Thank you so much. This is really cool. Thank you. Awesome. So let's give this a try here. I don't even know. The camera went off again here. So here is the thing. It is a trick where I can have, where I'm shuffling the card and I can have the audience member stop me at any time while I'm shuffling the cards. And I can do this as many times I please. So I'm shuffling the cards, right? And they stop me at the ace here maybe, and I'm shuffling, they stop me at any point. Wonderful. So I've got this. Now, the next thing in this thing, the magician is going to pick out 3 cards quite spontaneously by intuition only. So I'm picking out 3 cards here, right there out of the deck. And you can see this is not elegant play, but it is just what it is. 3 cards I need. 3 cards out of this deck quite randomly, right? So I think I'm going to to talk here a little bit about choices we make subconsciously. And this is kind of a prediction, right? As you can see, no pattern at all. It's just 3 cards out of the deck. And those cards, they are already telling me a lot. Let's see. Yes, they are telling me a lot about what is happening here now. And this is now a group choice here. Now, in a performance situation, you would just reach out with the cards and you have a spectator pick a card out of the... I can't do this here in the live situation, so I'm planning to do something like this, where I say breathe in, breathe out, and we make a choice, right? And then we exclude all these cards here, and we end up with just 1 card right there at the center of the pack. This is the fairest way of doing it here right now. We excluded all the other cards out of the deck, and I really want to play this here. Let me bring me in with breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So maybe making a theme out of it to connect the people. We got the 9 of diamonds, and now I'm in a situation where I say watch with eagle eyes, because what I'm going to do, and also you can see here the placing of the cards, also all of this kind of relevant, you know, at least to have seen it before and think about it. We got the 9 of diamonds, the group that choose, right? It is a free choice out of the deck. So now I'm picking up all them cards with just that 9 of diamonds, right? 9 of diamonds. I'm showing you the 9 of diamonds one more time, and then I'm placing it to the side very clearly. Now, let me see the predictions here. The first card I predicted, that is the 9 of diamonds. Isn't that insane? The second card I predicted here, that is the 9 of diamonds. And the third card I predicted, guess it, it is a 9 of diamonds. Right? And when I think about it, I'm not always saying 9 of diamonds. I'm saying it is a red card, it is a diamonds, and it is the 9. Now, with those 3 cards that are clearly predicting the 9 of diamonds, I'm picking up the 9 of diamonds, right? So, you see, there's no pattern here. This is just, I have to just make up my mind. Do I want it? Do I not want it? And then I will, you know, run this through, coming to a pattern, doing this 3 days, sleeping at the night over, doing something else, and then I should have it. Okay, so we got the 1 prediction, and we got the 1 selection and the 3 predictions, right? And everything pointing to a beautiful 9 of diamonds. Now, I know what you guys are all thinking right now. Saying this is pretty amazing already, Marius, but don't you think there are too many 9 of diamonds here? Nice moment. You can just you know, elaborate this. And then yes, too many 9 of diamonds. For example, this one I didn't even bring out from a blue deck. This one comes from a black deck. Bam. And here's this element of surprise. Nobody expect this to happen. I got another 9 of diamonds. And what's true for this 9 of diamonds is also true for this one. Doesn't even come out of a blue deck, which leaves me with those 2 suckers here, right? I got them 2 9 of diamonds left in my hands, and it is funny because also this one doesn't even come out of a blue deck. Leaves me with just 1. And this this is my favorite. This is going to be my great breakthrough, because look, I'm not even touching this 9, and yet it is going to change the color of its back design. Now I make a mistake. This is really crazy. I make a mistake, and depending on the story I'm telling, I would say something like, so, what magic can solve, that solves logics. Look, these 3 diamonds, 9 of diamonds, they obviously come from a different color deck, but this 9 definitely belongs to the pack, right? So that means that also this 9 must come from a different color deck. Can this be true? And then I take to the cards, moment of excitement, and we will realize, yes, the deck changed the color. Boom! Now, I've got this situation. Very strong, element of surprise, and I'm far away from the people that nobody touches my cards. Right? Wonderful. Now, transitioning to the next thing, I'm in a situation now where I am completely legitimized to take those suckers away. I just put them away. And I'm now going into a 1 deck solution, usually, which I wanted to do, because the great thing about this routine is that I'm already set up the way I... Where do it for what I want to do next, right? It's really, really great. Now, one could say there is a simple card force that you do, or maybe you do even a sloppy card force. Let's say I don't have to set up. We got a Queen of Hearts here on top. Let's say something like, you know, when we do magic, you got to be really careful. Like when you select cards, say stop please anytime. Spectator says stop, and then you bring the card out, and then it's not the Queen of Hearts. Why is it not the Queen of Hearts? What did I do wrong? Miss it. It fell down. It's the Ace of Hearts. It's a very sloppy force. You know, you do a force like this, and then you let the last card drop or something, and then you maybe I do what is it called? A triumph effect there. It's possible. However, I think with the time frame given, I spare that, and I will immediately bring back the other pack I want to play with. A blue one. I need a blue one now. Do I have a not gimmick blue one here? No, this is a Svengali. By the way, Svengali, this is also really cool. But it's just a blue deck. I don't have a blue deck here. And take another bicycle. This is Tour. From last live stream, I haven't cleaned my table. I don't have any blue cards. Blue deck. How can this be? Just crazy. Some completely worn out beats. So after this effect, I'm here. I'm taking those cards away, and I see, and then I could do something like this. A little funny joke. I could say like, look. Let's bring back the blue cards, and I also managed to put them in the box while you haven't been watching. Something like this, like kind of implying that I switched the deck, because this is the question. This is like, how the fuck did he switch the cards, right? This is what a more or less sophisticated audience should be asking at one point. Like, how could this transition happen, right? So, and then it's like kind of implying this deck switch, which also kind of, you know, shows this thing. There's this place to work with that you don't see, and it's more visible. That's a crazy thing. There is more space you don't see right now to work with as a magician, to ever work with, more than I need, you know. And it's more visible. Isn't that crazy? Because when I'm sitting and I'm a lapper and I'm sitting straight in front of people at a table, they can sit next to me and I can have shit drop to my lap, and they will never suspect that kind of boldness, right? Isn't that crazy? So that's why this is so difficult, and that's why there are people, because this is the mind challenge. No matter what you pull off, people will be at the end, if they, you know, if they're not friendly hearted, or if they have any kind of, you know, stress and pressure going on in their life, and they don't need one more thing that doesn't really pleasure them and that gives them questions, they're gonna be like, yeah, this. If I would have looked at the cards, I would have found the secret immediately. Or if I would have sit in front of it, he would not have been able to do this. Probably it was a recording. You know, whatever. It doesn't matter. You cannot beat this. This is an enemy, an invisible enemy. This is poltergeist. You cannot beat it. That's the demon hunting me in the situation. I gotta be smarter, you know. I gotta, you know, put all my magic in the way. So I'm back. I'm going back. I'm now into the situation with the deck. So let me see what we got. We got the Ace of Hearts, right? So I gotta just a little shuffling the cards. Once again, I'm shuffling cards, and now I'm going to want to give the people the first explanation. I'm start to talk about how is it done? How is something incredible like this done? And then of course I will give them an answer. It is all quantum mechanics. And then I talk about quantum mechanics. And I say, I take those two decks, and those two decks, they represent the elements, the core elements of life, and they got this quantum entanglement, so they are connected, although there are no wires or strings or stuff, you know. There is there is just a separate decks here on the table, right? You clearly can see this. And yet there is a connection. And also there's something that's called superposition, and superposition, that is when shit is, you know, possible because it has not happened yet. So the crazy thing about the truth about quantum mechanics is that every possible positioning of all them cards, and that's a lot. I don't even know how much. It's too many. I mean, it's really a lot. That's possible right now because it is, as a matter of fact, physically, it is just all at the same time, all possibilities in reality at the same time, right? So, and then I'm shuffling the cards while I'm saying something like this. Now you see there is still a separation between the idea, the thought, the pattern, and the thing I'm going to do. So, and then what I say is that the only thing we said here is that this deck, we're going to only work with the top card, right? With the top card, which cannot be seen at the moment. It is the top card, right, that I'm working with. So if this is one more shuffle, and then we're done. And as a matter of fact, as with quantum mechanics, this means that I can shuffle this as many times as I like. I'm always in the same situation. As long as I don't look at the cards, they are in every position possible. That's just how it is. Don't believe me? I show you. So, and then we're going back to this deck. And now I have a spectator select a card out of the deck. And this time I'm doing this like this with a thumb ruffle. So maybe I'm have to the camera come closer. I need short cards or something like this, right? Here, you say stop. And again, breathe in, breathe out, make a decision. Now the spectator makes a decision. I make a clear cut here. So you can see, you could have stopped me at any of those cards, but you would stop me right here at this card. Let's see what we got here. And this card is you saw me flashing here. So you gotta be very careful. That is the Queen of Hearts, the Ace of Hearts, right? The Ace of Hearts. I'm not working here with the Queen today. Queen of Hearts is my card I'm working with a lot with. Ace of Hearts, right? Now check it out. I want you to remember this Ace of Hearts here, because this is really important when it comes to this deck here, something like this, right? Really, really important. Ace of Hearts. Now, for now, I'm going to bury that Ace of Hearts right here at the very center of the whole deck. Something like this. Bang, the Ace of Hearts gets buried right there. Boom. That's it. And then I just give this one spready. Check it out. And I want to explain here now how we make decisions. We have always a red area where we just don't go when we make a decision. We have an orange area and we have a green area where we make proper decisions because we have been observed. Now, the decision we're making here is if I ask you to fish the card out of the spread, something like this. This is how we do it on a daily basis, right? Once again, this is just the outline, the pattern, right? Closing this in, going in there. We got the Ace of Hearts. Now, we said we are going to work here with the top card. Now, if I show you now the top card, you will find something from the orange area, which is it's something very unlikely, but it is not impossible. So let's see what we got here. And I turn this over and there is the Ace of Hearts. Now this will create a tickling sensation, but it's not going to completely blow your mind because there is a probability, right? I just might have been extremely lucky. However, now let me show you something from the red area, which goes against our intuition. And this is when I'm turning now over the top card of this deck. Because remember, they are entangled, we will find the Ace of Hearts on top here again. And that is quantum mechanics as a live example. Unbelievable. Two aces here on top of the deck. What a unlikely probability. Something like this. That's the second effect. Two aces. Now, I wanted to do as I do or something, but I can't because there is no audience, right? So I got the second effect. I have the color changed of the 4 cards. I have the whole deck changed. I have a fake explanation for all the magic is happening. And I have this correlation here again. So as you can see, I'm trying to go with this image. So those 2 cards. Now, I am going to increase this image of those 2 cards by presenting now a switch of the impossible with the next trick. I'm going up again. Of course, I'm working with the same decks. And I'm saying now, let's take the 4 cards I need out of this deck. So I'm taking 1, 2, 3, 4 cards out of this deck. I go down with them and I'll place them here. I take the other cards out of the deck. 1, 2, 3. Those, I'm not showing the value of the cards. Taking them out. Just 1, 2, 3. Bit like this, I need this. Take them out, show them, place them in here. Make something. I have plenty of time. I can rearrange, put this away. When we come back down, all right? I got those 4 cards here and I got 4 cards here. That's where I am. Right? Very easy. I reduced the deck amount of cards. So I'm going into a package trick now, but I just created the illusion very sloppily, but I'm just working with the medium by just peg. I can, by peg taking it, if I would have played it fair, I would have done it like this, but the people don't know and I won't even ask about it. I believe so, at least. I'm just giving it a try. Am I getting away with it? I think so. Because they don't know what's going to happen, and the effect is going to blow their minds away. Now, I'm not going to perform for you now, Strangers Gallery, simply for the simply for the, because I don't have this really at my fingertips right now. But it is what is it? Now 2 Elms accounts. That's what I got to get. What you got to get through with, and then you got to just remember 2 things: positioning, and then you got to just pick out the cards without to be stressed about it. Yeah, this works. It's not a biggie, right? So, and then there comes this effect I synopsised at the beginning with a spectator, with 2 spectators picking out, making selections in their minds, and and I'm taking the decisions in their minds. They just made it at their home. I take this in my hands. I take this in my hands, and I cross it and I drop it on the table. That's the climax. That's the highest point. The spot. This is fucking insane from the perspective, positioning of the people, right? And they are now. They should be open. They should be expecting the max, because I've started with Strangers Gallery, and then I got this ace coming up. I've got a nice story, which is really unorganized yet. But of course, I'm not aiming for something that I memorized. I'm just aiming for some, and also I'm doing this in my in my native language, right? So I'm more. It's easier to improvise, basically, for me at least, because I've got the experience on stage, coming up with things and going around, moving in circles if I need to. And also being very straightforward if I need to. So this should be okay. Now, I've got the color, the red blue thing, color interest there. I move from changing the deck, bringing another deck, another effect, separating a few cards from the deck, bringing the audience within there. Now, I really want to play this, the last part, like a little mentalist, like maybe I do some video editing where I have some, I don't know, hypnosis circling thing, and when I say, you have to imagine now there are 4 queens and you have to make a choice. Now first we got the red queens, the queen of hearts, the queen of diamonds, then we got the black queens, the queen of spades and the queen of clubs. Now please imagine the red queens, and I want to just something here I just can turn on, like for example our beloved Meme.
apply some pressure.
Right, something like this. I can add there, and then when I speak, and the people that see it, it starts to spin, and I say focus on the monitor, you know. And this is where I bring this and focus on the monitor. So I'm taking it all away from the cards, and I'm taking it now to the interaction here in the medium. And this is where it happens, and they make the decision. And I want basically, because it's a group, they know each other, they're working together, they all see the same, and they all, you know, it's supposed to appear as if I'm hypnotizing the whole group, right? And now there's just one ingredient which is missing for me, and that is a repetition of the motive of explaining the method. And I want to do this with a little mentalist coin trick, where you can win every, you know, coin toss with a coin somebody else has. So and I'm going to explain how this works. So basically, since this is going to be a Google Hangout or a Zoom thing, the people will be able to interact with the camera. You know, last week we did this with Dallas Taylor. We had this great conversation with Dallas Taylor, and it was not possible. That was so what Dallas experienced. He was just listening to my voice on Discord, basically, and we could see him. You guys could see him on the stream here on YouTube, and I did see him on Discord. So I was in Discord with him, and at the same time I was streaming. What I cannot do is I cannot stream on YouTube and at the same time going out with a signal on Discord, with a video signal. That's when it all collapses. However, in this situation, and we're going to test this, cheer up, next week with Discord, I'm sending my OBS feed. So this is basically what I'm sending to YouTube as a live stream. I'm going to send this to you, and you're going to send me your stuff, and it should be working with this just one with this one application. So that means that I could say to my audience member, bring out a coin, and this is how we play it, and toss the coin, and you will see I'm always winning. And then this happens 3 times, and then you do this until the people figure it out how it works, or it's getting too embarrassing, and you have to get them out of the mess, because this is one of those things. The closer you look, the less you see, and this is kind of an entrance ticket, a ticket for me to open the door to get the notion in there. The understanding that the magic happening in the mind, that the perception of one's mind, and the acceptance of stated facts, or entities stated facts, or just statements, are a crucial element of what happens really, or not what happens really, what you believe what's happening, right? So I think, if I throw this in, this is the last spicy spice. This should be a routine that is at the same time entertaining, a little bit challenging, surprising, and hopefully strong. If I keep the key notes on track, if I don't lose myself on the way, because it's going to be extremely improvised, and this is always a, you know, it's always a it's always a risk. And as long as I get keynotes together, and keeping my nerves, basically, you know, keeping the focus on the right thing, because it's crazy how the mind works, actually, you know, because you can start, you know, stressing out in a situation this is actually very comfortable, and this is then even more stressful than when you just get the fever on stage, because, you know, now I got it on stage. But I got the fever in my living room, you know, on my basically couch. What, are you fucking kidding me? What am I doing, right? So this is now the first time that I've just walked this through. This is like the rough thing. This is like kind of the first time I just walked through the whole routine. At this moment, I don't have any. I don't see any real barriers. I don't see any no-goes, anything like this is even a stupid idea, you know, that I just didn't realize yet. I haven't come across something like that. What I've come across so far is that sometimes bears say like, The problem about this one is I need to figure out a little bit of a backup plan, because or I need to just to make peace with myself if I flash very early on, because it's a very thin layer. It just crumbles easily, right? I don't know. I'm not so sure. I need to see. Now it's time for you guys to let me know, please, what you're thinking about this. Do you think this sounds reasonable, what I've been just sharing with you guys, or do you think this is just the craziest shit you ever heard? Get out of town. What is it? Or anything, you know, like Nairosmith's comment, which this is a really nice. That was a really nice inspiration, you know. I like that thinking. Marilina writes, do you find it more difficult to express your humor in English? Well, thank you so much, because I'm a German and usually they say we have no humor, you know. That's even South Park, they put us even after Japanese. It is it's very, I think I'm quite the same person, but actually it is it's really, yeah, I don't know. I think it is I don't really consider myself like a comedian or a comedy magician. I'm more like the crazy weirdo, right? Not necessarily fun, more awkward, more odd than anything else. Like that was an odd experience actually, because I heard it all my life. But so many times in my life, people said to me that, dude, are you are you crazy? Where does that come from? I don't know. And so I don't know. It feels lighter. It feels lighter to speak English. Although sometimes there's this moment where I think like the barrier of my capacity of what I actually can do in English, and then when you feel I have there's an interruption, right? I have to think about the wording and things, which doesn't happen so often in German. Why do we do this? Chirab, are you asking this seriously? Why we're doing this? Because that's the next step. That's the end of the journey after Roy wrote the card magic and expert at the card table, and this is just me sharing what I am going through. And at right now, those routines, they might not mean a lot to you, but the basic principles I've been sharing with you, they are true. They are true for every routine you want to build. You have to say, what is my audience? What are the people? What is the setting I'm performing in? What is the audience? What is the audience interested in? Except for the things human beings are interested in generally, and that is money, sex, and themselves. It's just true, you know. But of course, there are social rules, different groups with different rules. You know, there's some jokes, you know, you're gonna kill it. There's another group, they're gonna kill you, right? And we're living in sensitive times. And believe me, there are performers they were killing it in the 70s. If they would go out with their material, they were killing it in the 70s. They were having a really hard time because, you know. And yeah, anyways, you know. So Dallas Taylor said, I think it's pretty awesome so far. Oh, thank you so much. But I think we will need to see it as a whole, but it looks nice so far. I would just say be careful about the card selection process. Make sure connection is solid. Wi-Fi connection is solid. Yes, but that is, I hope it was solid tonight so far, but this is really also a true point. I was thinking there's so many tricks where you select cards, right? Where people you select cards. and it doesn't really work, does it? And then there are those workarounds. We do this with dices or whatever, and then it easily becomes, it gets silly, because it doesn't matter. This is the problem of a magician thinking as a magician and not as the layperson. Every workaround, every side way you walk, if it doesn't really, if there's a more direct route, the audience will always be like, why didn't he do this more direct? What? And then there's the suspicion there is a need for this, side walking, because the magic, and it doesn't matter if there was a real good reason where you say, actually, this would be very direct. You just would pick a card out of the deck, but now I have to roll with dice. Laymen don't care. There's like, now, if it was so easy, just take a card out of the deck, which you can do because it's not so easy, right? So you have this problem. You have this problem. And so I was thinking at the specific force in this routine where you can go like with the thumb riffle, where you can go like, we breathe in, we breathe out. We breathe in, we breathe out, we make a decision, right? And then you can maybe I start with this, like, because I'm stressed, I'm doing this for the first time or something, or I'm saying I'm stressed. I just had a I don't know, something in my flat, making it, there construction workers or something. Something personal, so I need breathe in, breathe out. That helps because we have to make decisions, and then I go in there, something like this. I don't know. I don't really know. That's the problem. That's why I'm here, and I need your help. So no music so far. Yes. So let's say you may come across that you stopped where you wanted to stop rather than where the spectator stopped. But I'm not sure what else you could do for a card selection. That's right. This is the problem now. So this will be like this. It is supposed to be to practice this together, like, and then together to come to this moment. And we breathe in, we breathe out, and we make a decision. Right? And we've done this 3 times, and then very clearly separation. That's the idea, at least. Yeah, but you got the problem. You got the problem. There's the problems like this. Like take it just this easy, very defined, very clear problem. A working professional, somebody who really knows cards, and somebody who's out there for ages and who's killing it every night, I don't know, playing the same routine, I don't know, 5 to 10 routines, playing them for thousands of times, going from group to group, jazzing around, knowing what to do. This guy like that just, goes with a classic force. He classic force all the time. It's all he does. It's no problem. Yeah, pick a card, and it's the card the guy wants to have. He practiced. Now he's there. He can't do this because you can't go out and anymore. And now you do have fun doing a classic force. I mean, that's a smart person. He's going to find a solution, right? But it's a problem, right? It's not a side problem. It might be for some performers the essential thing that destroys their whole body of work, because it's based on those fundamental techniques which just don't work anymore, right? And that is the problem about it. It's not, if it was that easy that you just like there are stage performers that do also artistic acts, juggling cards and stuff, and combine it with some effect. Those people, look, those artists that come from a circus artist background, they can just, they make it just a wide range shot, and then I've seen stuff like this, and then you can do this. You can even do this in your there's this, Charlie Fry, I believe. Wait, no, I'm mixing names up again. I hate this so much. I know, I don't find the guy. I find the second, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, somebody who's taking all the circus material and all the stage performance and managed to put it in a kind of a television act, but also reflects on it, which I like, because he sees performing in basically in underwear with a now my English is in a bathrobe, right? In a bathrobe, performing in a bathrobe, like reflecting on the situation. We are all now stuck at home, and we're trying to make it, work for ourselves at home. So trying to incorporate this into the situation, reflects on it as a performer, which is absolutely reasonable. It's like because he doesn't want to do it like this necessarily, because you must understand, when you do something in your living room, it is devaluating what you're doing. Right, people. This is the expectation of people is a relevant factor, and if you can do it in your living room, it's not. Everybody does stupid shit in their living room, right? It doesn't matter if you're just pulling off the greatest stunt. You have to practice for years and decades, even. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Right? Nobody gives a fuck. But they pay a ticket, they get to the theater, they get the posters, they say the great artists, and you only see them once a year, and a star born, blah, bloop, and then they have the expectation, and they're sitting with their popcorn, and other people going like, oh, we have paid money, we're expecting the greatest of shit, and then you can be, it doesn't matter, you're breathing this, right, this expectation of your audience, and you don't have this. And then you're competing, and think about this. Now this is now going into another direction. Think about it. Right now, you guys, you can't believe how valuable it is to me that there's you guys are actually deciding and making the decisions. I'm staying with this guy, with all the other stuff you could be watching right now, right? And with a platform like YouTube showing you stuff, other stuff all the time. Look at this. Try this candy and this. Did you have chocolate? This is crazy. There's a guy who jumped out of a burning car. Like this guy is just blows up a oven or whatever the people do at home. Crazy, right? So it's really it's not like it's not a problem for performing artists because there is the internet. No, man. If it was that easy, we all wouldn't have any problems, right? Yeah. So, OTHMARiUS, please do check out the link I sent in the Discord trick performance section. That Christian Kagigal guy does a lot of the same things you're talking about. Okay. Kagigal, what is that? I'm going to check it out. I need some input myself. So, but the basic build of it is basically a three-phase. Yes, it's a three-phase with several effects. So we have 4 color changes. The backs of the cards. We have a whole deck change. We then have and the prediction, right? The prediction with the 3 cards. We have another prediction basically, with the selection which has been lost, with one free selection lost in the deck appearing first on top of one deck and then on top of the other deck. We then have the Twisted Sisters, and there's also several effects in. At least there's a combo of 3 effects, but I believe you can even give it more. We have 2 free choices that prove to be predicted by the spectator. It's the only cards he brought with, but he also managed to switch them in the packs without anybody noticing, quite magically, which kind of refers again to the first thing with the cards changing colors, because and now this is basically the cards changing colors in another context, in another use. So kind of from the effects, from the effects, it kind of starts to form something. Now the stories I started out, they are not aligned yet. I have to sleep over it at least a night. And then there is this color theme, got a red back cards, blue back cards, kind of hoping to catch the interest, keep the interest also at the cards, and there's always an element of surprise. And then there's going to be this in between, this mystery of the hypnosis wheel turning around. Let's see how I put this, just to bring the media in there. and then this should be a fun experience. And once again, the people are super casual, super loose. There is no stress on that. They are going to be in their homes, in a meeting with colleagues from a very, as I recall it, very really friendly and smooth working place. You know, non-profit organization. It's not a competitive, necessarily hardcore competitive environment. So I believe they will be quite relaxed at home, meeting people they are pretty okay with. And should be also, when it comes to my person, relatively open. So I can almost appear as a, you know, as part of the group, because I'm so very close to the guy running the show. So this is the way I want to play it, really loose, like and then, you know, sneaking in the idea you're gonna learn something about magic, how it's done, you know, and then I'm just, of course, completely gonna bullshit their asses away, because that's a performance and not a YouTube tutorial. I hope it works, and I hope I'm not flashing, and I hope I don't lose my nerves. But we're gonna see that in 10 days. Oh, exciting! It's so exciting, guys. Thank you so much for your support with all of this here today. But once again, it makes kind of sense, right? It circles all back to what we started with, and for me, this is a good, you know, fin for the year, and then I will try to harvest as much from it, bring it back to you guys, and then let's see how we continue next year, because there's still, you know, the ride is, it's crazy. It just keeps rolling, right? We're not done here, you know. So I've just Harvey Hui wrote a while ago, probably, life is a long chain of choices. Yes, that's true. It's at any time you make a choice, a decision. The thing is, probably we do not come even close. We do not even come close to be consciousness about the sum of decisions we are making on a daily basis that are the building blocks of what becomes the story of our lives, right? And that's crazy. That's crazy. And I believe we would be shocked how much coincidence and basically accident, just pure luck, or fate, or whatever you call it, you know, just chance, plays a role in what becomes our lives. And of course, we tend to, especially if we are lucky, tend to write it on our pictures. I deserve this. I deserve everything that happened to me, you know. But but most of the time, we're just lucky. It's just lucky. And there is also a luck. You don't even realize that you're lucky, because, dude, today there was so many chances for you to die. You don't even freaking know how lucky you are. You have no idea in how many parallel worlds that was it for you today. Boy, oh boy. Yes, we do this. We do a live video session. Don't you worry, guys. We do this next Tuesday. Okay, we're going to do a full blast live video session, which I record and then upload. That's the plan. It will be, everybody on Discord should be able to follow. But I don't know. Maybe there is a limit of participants. So if you want to participate on that in advance, let me know. I believe in one video call there's only 9 people to be added. So whoever wants to be in, just raise your hands now. And if we can make it, maybe we have to use a different platform. Hook ourselves up on Google Hangouts or something where there's no group limitations. I don't know. I have to figure this out. Cheer Up, hast du immer noch Fragen, warum wir das heute gemacht haben, so wie wir es gemacht haben? Oder bist du zufrieden mit der Entwicklung soweit? Had to connect with Cheer Up for a second in German because he was wondering what's happening, I believe. So then Dallas Taylor keeps on about the Kagigawa guy. He said solid magician performer. He started a ghost tour company in San Francisco and uses storytelling in his magic. I think he's really good at making the magic meaningful to the spectator and is able to create a magical atmosphere that the spectators can feel. And I think that's what you're going for. Right? Yeah, great. That's cool. I'm gonna take a look at it. I mean, there is okay, She-Rob sagt, alles ist gut bei ihm. Super. She-Rob is saying everything's fine with the guy. Good. Awesome. Glad. There is, I forgot this now. So the other day, I was with my girlfriend when we were on YouTube and listening to music, and we were talking about Spanish music, and she showed me she was introducing me to a young female musician who did classical flamenco, and then she progressed throughout rap and hip hop, and then she's now in the States, and the classical things it turned into really something commercial. And we were talking about how what's happening in the music industry a little bit, and then there was this rapper which is Spanish rapper, which is really grounded, really to earth, and something as a compared to that, not really commercial, but really poetic and authentic. So many, everybody wants to be authentic, and then if there's somebody authentic, it can't be sold. What do you want? You want it authentic, or you want to sell to the masses, right? But it's a different topic. And then we just came across an artist which completely went under the radar. And I'm so bad with names, man. My girlfriend could remember this guy now, and I can find him here now because we didn't watch it with my YouTube. It's a black comedian, but also musician, kind of a rapper. Who did 2018 a video called "This Is America," and he is a studied dramatic writer. And this video was suggested by the algorithm to us watching, not registered, and this video took me by surprise because it displays extreme violence, very off the grid, very at a point where I wouldn't expect it. And it is an extremely artistic video which criticizes poverty and racism, but it shows really, really shocking graphic violence. The guy is in the video executing Donald Glover. That's right, Donald. But what is the name? What's the name? The artist name, his musician name. Childish Gambino. That's right. That is right. That is right. Now, as I said, there's so much in the world. This surpassed me completely, and I was so glad that I saw this yesterday. Now, why I'm bringing this up, besides for that there is so great artists out there that gain a lot of reach actually, but don't necessarily go full-blown mainstream, to Super Globe finals or something. He would show storytelling in his videos in a way that his videos was exciting short movies with super cool music also. And this is where I was sitting there, I was thinking, man, this is just what they all are saying when it's about storytelling. It's something that hits you with a surprise, and you kind of, you know, it took me off guards, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I was ready for the next execution of people just random in the video. And then it's like the question, so why did he do that? But what is the artist trying to tell me, you know? And this, I didn't have this because I didn't have this sensation for a long time, to be honest. And you only realize what you're missing when you find it, right? That was crazy. That was like, because there's so much in mainstream, so much storytelling is so simple-minded these days. Like always the same thing, no surprise, always playing safe, always feeding the cliches, simple idea between good versus evil, blah stuff, and then you come across something that really just, you know, that is artistically, you know, making you think about your perception and your expectations. That was a great experience. And then we watched quite some videos, and then also 2 other videos would just, you know, be so interesting. And in the way they're telling the story, you know, they also kind of, you know, asking me, what do you think about it? You know, think about it, make up your mind, man, use your fucking brain. But like this, in the face. So we Googled the guy. I was like, who's that guy? How did I miss the guy? How did that surpass me? And then I was like wondering, as a YouTuber, why is that still on YouTube? Because it shouldn't be when it comes to taking the YouTube terms of service serious. But they don't, and I'm very happy they didn't in that case, because that piece of art, it would be a shame if it was censored for the terms of service, right? So that was a great experience, and I'm just keeping up here because it is absolutely crucial to create an atmosphere, to tell the storytelling. It is more important than the slides. It's more important than the trick itself. I come to realize, but it's a journey, you know. And I will keep you updated. We are in this together now. Where this is going, and I'm excited about it. I'm super excited about it. So so if you don't know Childish Gambino, just go watch the music videos. I also totally enjoyed the music and the lyrics what I got, but the filmmaking of the video clips and the story is just brilliant. And I took this as a huge inspiration for crafting magic. Basically, it's very mad. Those videos are actually basically very magical videos. Beautiful. Good, guys. This is now 2 hours. We're in it. Just going back a little bit to the card table, and I'm wondering now. Did you guys practice cards while I was doing this here today? Did you make it quality time for yourselves? Did you or didn't you? So there's this one move. Right? So there's one technique which I gotta practice a little bit, but I'm going to practice this while I do the performance. You got the packages, and you don't want to handle the package stiff, right? And then you just you have to do this one. Maybe you know this one, right? So get 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not supposed to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we got to practice a little bit. That is very nice to get the 4 cards. And then we got the frustration, which is like this. Right. Seeing what you guys practice. So Knights Strike Camera said, yes, was practicing. Dallas Taylor, oh indeed. Worked on controls and passes. Nice strike camera. Wit van Wit, I practice SpongeBob. I like it, Wit. That's great. you gotta do a an introduction video on SpongeBob for me, please. At one time. I'm lacking this. Show me what I can do, man, with them SpongeBobs. And we got Chirap who practiced the double lifts, and the Elmsley, right, double lifts. So this is the going here right into this, and there are several ways of changing this card, and I'm going probably for this one. There is also the duck change, which is a really nice change, but this is too risky for me. In this scenario, don't want to pull this live, right? So Elmsley, 1, 2, 3. And it's one prediction, and it's 3 and 3 predictions. It's one selection and it's 3 predictions. It's one selection and it's 3 predictions. And then of course I got this. When I get those 2 packs, I say, look, I've got we got here 4 red cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And I gotta be very careful here. 2 red cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I just gotta, gotta be very, 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 very casual with the cards, but not too casual, right? That's really important at this point. But even if I, if I play it a little more safe, should be okay too. It's by the way the thing that causes the most awe and respect with colleagues when they've nailed their technique so bad, and if they practice the cards so bad and they've got so much routine that they go through these critical phases or the hot spots like with ease, and then they have to, this is where you can flash it, man, so bad, and they're just, throwing the cards on the table like it was nothing. This attitude is like when I go like, oh man. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe it was just the best take when we're watching those videos, DVDs we bought back in the day. Probably because I'm only showing the best takes, but that's the difference in the live performance, right? But live, and then this is also a question, how live is this live? Now this is live, but you're still watching, right, kind of on a screen, don't you? Now Sebastian Hansel is in the house. Hey everybody. Hey Sebastian, awesome you're tuning in. Right, this one, there comes the goal. Maybe I'm going through the whole through the whole moves a little bit. You're practicing this before we call it a night, right? This is really nice that you can shuffle this. I'm so glad I practiced the overhand shuffle the way I did, which enables me to do this quite fairly. So there's also a situation where I just need to be really cool and calm, but it's not so much of a biggie. They come out, and maybe I just do it like this. When you go like, look, they are already telling me. Maybe I can do this that you double see it like, oh yes, they tell me something like this. Going to the table, and then we're going to the thing where I'm saying, breathe in, we breathe in, we breathe out, we breathe in, and we make a decision like this. Taking all those cards away, staying with one card here, bringing it out, and that's the card. Picking up the card, just like that, right? At the bottom here now. Let me show you the card one more time. That's it. One more time. And then comes the nasty moves. One more time, and it goes to the side. And then I show you the same card. Red one, hearts, and the ace. That's it. Bang. And then we go and we change the color backs. Right. Then we have the color backs changed, and then the whole deck has changed. There we go. Those cards go aside. Now I take the other deck and I say, let's bring back the blue cards. Now, let's bring back the blue cards. I put them even in the box while you haven't been watching. I don't know. Come in here. So let's say, what are we working with? What is the card? I say to shuffle the cards. I talk about the quantum mechanics. One fair shuffle. Maybe I leave them on the boxes. So let's see what I got here. What I got here. Where's that? Of course, it's going to be set up, but why not practicing the call a little bit? Why don't I have the card here in the pack? What is happening? What? It's here. Funny. Good. So then I shuffle those cards and I have a selection, right? Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, make a decision. Fair card. Look, you could have cut me to all those cards, but you cut me right to this card, right? This needs to be much cleaner. And that is the, oh yeah, the Ace of Hearts. Now, I've been in the story of the quantum mechanics. I say, remember that card, keep it in mind, is when we come to this one. This card is really important when it comes to this card here, right? Which we decided. I'm going to lose the deck card right there in the deck, bang, and I put it aside. Now, if I'd ask you to go fishing for that card, you would go for a card in the center, right? And I'm talking about how we make decisions in our daily life. But in the world of the quantum mechanics, it's less intuitive. Let me show you stuff that is explained with quantum mechanics, but could also appear in the daily life. That the card we just selected comes to the top. And now let me show you that it's only explained with quantum mechanics, with quantum entanglement and super precision, because here the card jumps to the top back. Crazy. Now I go up with the attention, right? Make an air. And I bring my cards to the table for Stranger's Gallery. And I do that, I just take the cards out, show this, taking 4 cards, going to the table and talk about now coins. I need 4 cards, but I talk about coins. I'm taking out 4 cards, right? But I talk about coins. Place them at the table and talk about coins. And you talk about the coin game. Do you know? Do you got a coin? Because people think, they always think that the cards, that magicians use special cards. But it's not. It's not the cards. It's the mind, right? That's something like that. It's the mind, right? If it's not quantum mechanics, then it's the mind, it's psychology. I can play this game with you guys. You bring a coin out, and then I win every. We play a coin toss, and I win every game. I played a coin toss game where I win every game, which is just a little bit of speaking, rhetorics, like a little clever little game. I'm gonna explain how this works. The next trick that really uses free choices, because the coin trick is not a free choice, although you thought it was. That's the plot. To come back to the table, and then we got the packages we need in place, right? And they're just put out of the deck. There's no question about it. Doesn't really matter. Where do I have the package? 4 red cards, 4 red cards, 4 blue cards. And then it is hypnosis that makes the thing happen. And the spectators select the cards in their minds. The cards going to be on the table. They're going to be switched in the packets, and they're going to be the only card I actually selected out of the cards, because all the other cards are jokers. Boom! I'm done. I'm out of here. That's cool. That's cool. It works. Yes. I think it works. I think it's a nice routine. Yeah. I am very satisfied. I am very satisfied. Yes, this works. Pour myself a glass of wine, as you can see. And I also think that's enough. I also think there's no need for any other stuff. I think this should do the job. I think this should fairly do the job. And how much? This is funny. I'm really curious how much time this will take. What do you think? Just I'm looking at the wrong camera. Just what do you think? How much time will take those it's basically 3 routines. How long do you think this take? That's solid 20 minutes, if not longer. It's solid 30 minutes. Wouldn't you agree? What do you think? Let me know. Like in a manner, not straight to the point, not in its absolute briefest form, because it's not going to be possible. I'm not enabled to script this, memorize this, and sharpen it, to make it spot on, delicate. It's going to be all right. It's going to be super improvised. So it's always longer. There's going to be the brain working. So that is at least 25 minutes. Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking so too. So now you have it. Now you know, and now you've seen how I'm working when I put something together. And I'm really excited about it. I mean, this is probably not going to be something that that's going to be final, but the effects are strong, and there's kind of this kind of a visual representation of everything that's going on, and you must know, please. Here, I'm not a guy who I didn't really attempt to, it wasn't really a goal to craft something like this specifically. This came up, and I was just seizing the opportunity. I'm just seizing the opportunity, right? I don't have a tutorial on the ARMS account yet, but we can I can give you the keynotes next Tuesday in the sessions. Or maybe I do an exclusive one on Patreon. I didn't really want to. The ARMS account is one of those things that I never really felt comfortable to do freely on YouTube, because it's an essential move. It's one of those things. If you know it, if you once seen it, if you know it, that's then you know it. You can't you don't bring it home anymore. And it's quite essential. It's just got to be there, right? It's there for in so many effects and tricks, and so I never felt like being a douche going out and you know, although it's there, but I would definitely, you know, kind of be behind a barrier where just people are that are really, you know, into magic. I could give you the keynotes on this specific move. I think I could do this, yeah. And also, you know, there's the times are over where you could, with revealing secrets, to make, you know, there might have been a time on YouTube where you say, yeah, I'm gonna reveal the ARMS account, but it's gonna kill nobody, and it's going to bring me a lot of views. That those times are over, so I'm not. It's no win, actually, you know, just losers. At that or das Verhältnis, the proportion is not stable with this one. Completely in contrast to the past, for example. The past is something that is when it's done well, it's not in the field of sight, so it's knowing about it doesn't matter. I've been, you know, it doesn't matter, because it's not, when it happens, it doesn't happen. It's like the top change. I've been fooled with the top change so many times, and it's like, oh man, this move is such if you know how to do it, it's because it's not visible, it's not there. And but the ARMS account, you know, it's just in the side of field. It's just you do it to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't even talk about it. That this is an innocent. And I think it's a rather difficult move, actually. The ARMS account is one of those things. It's more difficult than you would expect it to be, because it's one of those moves. You're just doing you're doing something very innocent, so it has to be 100%. And I'm so not satisfied with my ARMS account, although I'm pulling it. My ARMS account is better than so many other ARMS accounts I've seen, right? But it's that's just that. I mean, there's just so much basically there's just so much to it. How would it feel like? How would you just take 4 cards and count them from right to left? Just do that, you know. And this is how it gotta feel, and this is how it gotta look, and everything else is bullshit. Everything else is just bullshit. And the thing is, what I hate about the ARMS account. Let's talk a little bit magic here. It is for so many tricks an integral move, and then you have you have performers doing this over and over again, like this specific technique. And if you put in the routine, this is the one weakness in this routine where I say, this is too many ARMS, like this is 3 ARMS accounts. It's one too much, to be honest. And if there wasn't that time pressure, and if I wouldn't take all the other pros with the routine, I just say I would drop the routine or I would change it, because that is just one too much AMSI count. It's and it doesn't matter that if I could do it perfectly super clean, which I can, quite honestly, but there's still some room to improve. If the spectator only suspects that there's something sneaky, you're done. You're out. You can leave the table, please. You know, drastically speaking. So, and then you have performers emphasizing this completely by just, you know, because you can do a lot with this move, and then there's the routines, and they just call them those counting routines. The people are counting cards permanently. It's like, all this, and I hate it about all these package tricks. It's like, dude, nobody is handling cards like this. You can be lucky if you get away one time, but they don't feel it. They're so full of, they like it so much. They can sit there and they go, it's just 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 cards. Show 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyways, and then bringing emphasis to the move is very, very also wrong. This is why this is such a tricky move, right? It doesn't matter if you flash. Why would you count the cards? Just, you know, why? And this is so easily, you bring this problem to the table so easily. And in the specific routine, you I don't even know if you would need to do that 2 times, if I think about it. But this is now dangerous territory, because because John Ben material is bulletproof. The guy really did the design of this. It's really perfect. So I have the habit. I'm a hobbyist. That's not the problem of hobbyists. It's also not the problem of autodidacts. It's a problem of magicians. To ruin something that's actually pretty dope. Because I think for no reason and judgment whatsoever, I was born to make this better. I don't know what it is in magic. Anyway, so this count is very risky, very, very risky. So you really needs to be a reason for you counting those cards. And when you do it, it needs to be done with no emphasis at all. It just needs to be just like, you know, en passant, just there. That's, and for me, that's the key. And I've seen this performed so poorly so often. It's like, I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Nobody buys it. Did you buy this? Did you ever do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the more I think about it now, I'm starting to deconstruct all my positivity here because of that freaking Emsley count. So Sebastian answered, I don't even know the difference, to be honest. I just know that I think it's the classical thing. The classical thing, and then the beauty, the innocent, the virgin it turned to in this dirty hands. That's it. That's what all I have to say about the Amazon. But I tell you guys, the thing that really kind of upset me the most was when I was already kind of I was okay with my slides and stuff, and then there was this guy who just blew my mind with this ambitious card routine, where I was only knowing and believing that this could only be done with sleight of hand, and then I would be confronted with the Svengali deck. This was one of the most painful experiences in my life as a novice in Magic. It's like, there's something like, what the fuck? Wait a second. Why have I been practicing the pass and the double lift all the time and all these other difficult techniques when there is something like this out there? And I'm telling you, this is the finesse. This is the finesse. High end, switching from methods or incorporating different methods in a clever way, and then you just start crafting magic, and this is beautiful. So yeah, I've been lost in this computer game. That was a great holiday, you know, an adventurous world where I was roaming, hunting wolves, you know, fighting with other tribe members, living through adventures, forgetting all about sad reality we're living in today. That was great. That was really great. But now it's time to get back to the card table here and to get back to my actual goals. And you can rejoice, guys, because there's not going to be really a Christmas break. So we're going to do the live the next Tuesday, the interaction on. Let's see how I do this, and then I got a gig on Thursday, and then I'm going into holidays basically, but you know, lockdowny days, or how we calling it, and here's also a side note, because I gotta be honest now. I don't know. Let's see how many people are watching. It's just us, right? It's just us. Because I've been lying to Mark Zuckerberg. I didn't type when I opened my my Facebook page. I never knew what was happening. I never knew I would reach that fame, and I swindled with my birth certificate. But I'm having birthday very soon in the Christmas season. I'm not telling you when exactly, because I think nobody should care. It's just the people really close, and and nobody knows. But I'm having a holiday seasons actually, where I'm celebrating Christmas and respectively holidays. Because I'm not a Christian anymore, although I've been raised in culture, so everybody celebrates this here. But you know, there's no religious thing for me connected with it. But it's just a great opportunity to cuddle with the family, which just, let's see how we do this year. And then I was celebrating my birthday. And usually in that time, I'm always taken totally off, or I've been working like an ass because we had the Christmas fair. Now we don't have the Christmas fair, and then I'm just I should be taken off, which I do. But maybe I will just find the time to keep shooting videos, which I'm, after all the trouble and all the craziness happening here on YouTube, also this year. And I'm still enjoying a lot, you know, which is absolutely fantastic. And then everybody who's not joining us on Discord next week, I keep you updated with how this went down. You know, maybe I wanted to shoot these performances anyway in a selective manner as videos, and maybe I will still do this, and then maybe I can, you know, on the basis of this work this routine out, and maybe we can incorporate this with other things, and then also you guys can use a little bit of the material what comes out. Maybe, who knows? You know, this is just a seed now. And maybe it's going to be a tree one day. Right. That said, I said we can all celebrate the holidays together. Yes, absolutely. This is great. Why not? Maybe we can do a live session over the holidays. Why not? It depends on how I feel, you know. and where I'm at. I just don't want to schedule this right now, but it's totally fine, I guess, if I do this 1 week earlier, or maybe a day, 2 days or 3 days earlier. You should you don't have anything better to do you? Patrick Chavez in the house. Hello, Patrick. Awesome you're tuning in here at the late hour. We are about to finish this. I'm about to finish this off here. Just practicing a little bit of this beautiful shuffling and cutting thing here. Oh, by the way, this is also something very, very. It's Queen of Hearts, right? Got the Queen of Hearts, and let's see if I can do this here. I just bury the Queen of Hearts right here in the pack, and let's see if this works, because I'm going to just cut the deck one time, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards a little bit like a crazy person, right? Just one more time, just like that. And now let's go. We said Queen of Hearts. I don't know if this works now. Let's go completely bananas. Let's do this inside out. Let's do this inside out, and then we just have the cards completely mixed all in together. And I'm just going to push those cards in here just so that you can see, just like that. And then we're going to cut them, and you already see what's happening here. I've just created a situation where the cards are completely out of hand, just like that. See that? Upside down. That's a nice picture. I'm glad that I just created that. Completely upside down. So we got cards in the deck face down. You know the drill, right? We got cards in the face up, right? And if we're lucky, we find even cards face to face or back to back. That is right. And now the thing is, when I just add a little bit of magic toilet paper to it, and I'm just gonna wave over it with the magic toilet paper a little bit, chubby, like that, you will find that all the cards reset themselves just like so, and there's just one card here, right there in the center of the pack, or somewhere near the center of the pack, which is face down, right? That's the rebellious Queen of Hearts. Dude, man, how did you do that? Ooh, card magic. Like that so much. I believe it's Vernon's triumph, right? Isn't it Di Vernon's triumph? With some refinements of some other artist whose name I forgot, because the only name we need to remember is the name of the professor, Vernon. Yes. So guys, have you been having a great time? Did you enjoy this stream today? Also, it was a little it might have been a little bit difficult to follow, maybe, because of course this was there was just me jumping into the wide open. But you see, no matter how far you come, no matter how many, it's always basically a selection of tricks or effects and routines, and then you try to put them together in regards to the performing situation you're going to be in regards to the audience you're going to perform for, right? Those are this is going to be always the questions you're going to ask. Where am I going to perform? Who am I going to perform for, right? And those are two very different things, because you will not do a close-up thing on a big stage with cards, and because then what can you do on a big stage? Like, look at Jeff McBride, you know, wearing a mask and something like that, and he throws cards away. Like, why would you even bother going on a big stage with a deck of cards, actually, right? Because you can bring elephants and tigers and chainsaws, and you can do fire and shit, right? So I believe cards are not meant for the big stage, or except for, you know, these very overdosed card production acts thrown. But I still believe it's not worth it. It's not worth the effort and time. putting in there, because but the material just burns. You burn. You're just a little guy on shooting shit into the air. Nobody sees at the end of the room. I believe. I hope. I'm not just jealous because I can't do it. Because you know these acts when they come on stage, it's great with the camera. Honestly, and actually, to be honest, but I'm excused. I started too late. Like this, the good old card production out of into the head. You just got. It's just like you gotta be able to do it if you want to call yourself a magician, right? Just like cups and balls. I can't do both either. But it's okay. I started too late, and I'm not claiming a career as a top 10 in a top 100 out there, because dude. But at least when you perform for children, go and get yourself this bunny tablet thing or box and produce a bunny, because that's what makes children happy. I mean, the thing is that also this is kind of a one shot. This is kind of practicing something that we practice not too often, not often enough. I believe routining tricks, like in a manner not only that you just imagine I could do this trick, and then those magicians' daydreams, the magician's wet daydreams. It's like of what you can do as a magician, and and it's not, I'm talking about that's okay, that enjoy yourself. But what I'm saying is like that you actually trying to put something together that really works, and give it a try with some people. That because that's real work, and it's really hard. But this will give you a complete new sense for what you're doing, and also the tricks or the routines you've already been working. They will get a complete different feel, and you will get maybe new ideas to them, and what you can do with them and stuff. I totally believe this is absolutely true. This is absolutely true, and in that sense, this is now not. This isn't anything crafted for eternal. This is just the best I can do in 10 days. Completely, probably being delusional about the pressure this is going to be put me into. Yeah. However, you say, well, I'm a quite fan of Penn and Teller, but Penn and Teller, it's television. That's television. That shit is scripted. When is the camera going there? And they're just professionals telling a story, so that it all thing that you are close, that you can see everything. It is not. It's the illusion of stage. The people in the audience, they're just there to do what somebody writes on a piece of paper. That's television. It's a very different thing. And it's always, and this is what you got to give it to Penn and Teller. At least they're treating the artist more or less respectfully, and the whole show is set so that the artists get a real chance to blossom when they do their act. Which I must grant to the guys. Although the whole concept of the show I don't like so much. So yeah, and then you have the situation where they're even I believe Ekaterina was pretty pretty. I watched that because I was interested how's the approach there. And she was pretty, there was kind of a scenario, like kind of a little theater thing. I believe the camera went around even, and she was standing pretty much in the center of some very minimalistic, background thing. Almost like when I remember this correctly, like musicians would have been presented in TV shows in the 80s. And here comes the band, and then I had a little stage, and that's decoration, you know, and the band would play in the decoration, and there was fog, and the light was set, and they were kind of mimicking the live presentation situation. Today, and then we were making fun about playback, because of course in television and then it was even when I remember this correctly, it was even a thing that what huge television shows would advertise with. Our artists, they actually do sing live, because of course in television, because it's so much easier to produce, everything was playback. And then that was the start of all those artists becoming famous, pop artists that never did stand a chance of actually surviving live on stage with a real voice. And today you can make anyone sound really good. It really doesn't matter. Today you can be a pop icon without being able to, you know, do anything. Actually, probably. I don't know how producers do it these days. It's like random. This dude, let's turn him into gold. Let's milk this guy. Yeah. The times, they are changing. But I'm not making the mistake. I did that a long time. I was thinking the world wasn't so commercialized. There was more honesty, more authenticity in my days, but it was a hard pill to swallow, that it always was a through and through commercialized produced market. Yeah. Harvey, you say, well, I'm quite, so it works well enough. Well, yes, you are right, but it seems that the whole thing should work well in life, but I may be wrong. I don't know exactly what you're referring to. If you refer to what I've been just presenting here today, this is all the tricks here. They are meant for live interact for live close-up parlor acts. This is what this is coming from. Of course, this is material. This works also for television. As a matter of fact, I believe. No, is it this one? Yeah, I believe I've seen even Stranger's Gallery somewhere on a Japanese television. Some Japanese magician did that pretty well and blown people's mind away. And of course, what you can do in television. This is what it makes so great. You can do at the same time. You create the illusion of playing the big stage and still work close-up material, right? Okay. This is the great thing about it. Like when you have, you know, even if we go to stuff that works on stage, when the camera drives in close up, like let's say tiger out of breast, who did that? Those Sigrid and Roy dudes. You know, and then they have this, all of this is stage, all of this is huge, it's played immensely big, because they were playing halls of 25, 50, 75,000 people, like huge halls, full crowded with people, and then you're sitting there, you bought a ticket for, I don't know, for a lot of money, and then you're sitting there, and and then if you're gonna pick a card, no, you need to make an elephant, you know, turn colors, you know, elephant color change routine, that's what you got, that's at least you gotta bring, and you gotta do this all the time, and you gotta flash, glide, and stuff, and fire, and do this all that. And then and then that's why it's built like this, so that the people, that 75,000 people can do experience something, see something, or believe they saw something. But now you have a camera guy, and then you can go with the camera guy, you can go in and you follow, and then you see the face, and you see you can do it like a music. The 80s were full of this shots from downside with this hair, and which I'm losing, by the way, now. and then wind blowing in their faces on those guys, and light, and the crowd, yeah, like, you know, like rock music, like that's what it was, like big time. And yeah, of course, if you're standing, have you ever been to a rock concert? Concert before the time where everybody was like, you know, recording everything with the smartphone, which is so dumb, but it's a different problem. That's a different experience. That's such a different experience. Because I'm the first generation of kids that really grew up with telly, and I knew rock concerts like this and Bon Jovi videos and stuff. And by the time I could go to a concert, I was like, oh, this is a different experience. I'm standing here with a lot of people, like totally crowded, and I can see shit actually. And my beer is like, oh man, that's not fun. That's not what I expected, you know. I thought I was just standing next to Bon Jovi and jamming guitar with them because that's what I've been told in the story. I've been told in the video clips, but that's different, right? Although it just might be that I was a specifically stupid child because they are also showing, of course. Remember the 80s? Remember those big stadium rock and roll shots when they show it, and it was like, this is great to be in a crowd of 80 million people, you know, totally rocking and freeing away. That was never to be honest, never my piece of cake. Like if it's more than it's more than like a crowd of 20 people, like uniting for something, I was like, I don't feel comfortable with that. Let's separate everybody and just have a beer and be just a little bit, you know, 5 on 5 or something. Probably that's why I'm a close-up guy. And I will never hit the big stage. Well, maybe on the stage, maybe on the big stage it's a different. Maybe if you're holding the mic and everybody goes, what you're doing is awesome. Maybe I get a different, you know. I reconsider my judgment here, but standing in the crowd was always no. Let's hit the next pub and just be, you know, just listen to the great music where I can sit comfortably. Maybe play a little bit pool and let's show you some card tricks, you know. Okay, guys, I'm losing it here. What we got in the chat, you guys. Well, yes, you're, yeah, She-Rub, for sure. I'm 44, remembers the good old 80s. That was a different time. Yeah, maybe that would be a fun idea to do as a video, like kind of what, like, the magic in the 80s, like from this perspective, because there is this nostalgia, this 80s nostalgia. It's still a kind of, because our generation is kind of in this age now, you know, we not only experiencing Generation X, because you ever realize, now I'm totally off topic here, doesn't matter. You realize there's always this conflict between millennials and boomers and stuff, and I was like, but what about us? It's like we're Gen X. If there's anybody responsible really for the shit going down, then it's because we are such dickheads, and we know it, and we have always been cynical about it, haven't we? So now nobody cares. That's the funk about it. It's like we have been nihilist, so straightforward, and they don't even care, and we don't care. They don't care. They don't forgotten about us. It's boomers and millennials, as if there wasn't nobody in between. I love this so much. I love this so much, and we are now not experienced. And I know that the world is going to shits since I don't know, since Chernobyl. You know, that was obvious. Like, and then there was a little bit of period in Germany where the Green Party was actually standing for something, and then they would, you know, where you was thinking, and then there was this the Cold War ending, and I was just a child coming out of the Cold War. The war was going down in Germany. I was 14 years, I believe, old, and I was like, there was kind of a sensation of like, actually, maybe humanity got a chance and is moving there. But that was pretty soon over. Like somewhere in the late 90s, everybody was like on grunge, and everybody was depressed, and Jesus, you know, that was before millennials came to realize they were a generation, right? That was still before YouTube. 2006 was YouTube, right? And now we're not only experiencing kind of this doomsday scenario, which doesn't, right now, I'm not shocked by it. I'm not shocked, at least. Every terrifying future dystopia in any Arnold Schwarzenegger movie I've watched has come to reality already, right? So, okay, pandemic is just next check, like, you know. So honestly, I'm not kidding. But not only we're experiencing this in our generation, if I may be so idiotic speaking for the whole generation, we are also now in this age, like mid 40s, 40s to 50s, where we experienced this like common shift in one's life, like that you're actually, you know, turning old just to fucking die, right? Which is kind of stressful in a way. It's like, yesterday I was partying young and now I'm just like, is this cancer already or what the fuck, you know, that thing, and in the midst of it, and totally ignored. No, but I am opening a self-helping group for Generation X, because why is nobody talking about us? Why did I get right? And this is why there is this nostalgia of the 80s, because that is the time when I last looked back and everything was really kind of great. Then it was it looked something like in Stranger Things. Okay, there were some monsters, but there was a good gang fighting against it, and it all was kind of, you know, on bikes and kind of, you know, innocent, kind of really innocent. It feels, and I'm looking back at the 80s, it feels so innocent. Remember, or if it's just am I crazy? Is somebody with me on this page, or am I just having here finally 2020, the end of 20, and a public nervous breakdown? Wit von Wit writes, I'm 40 and this is ringing so true. Patrick Schauer writes, yes, totally thought robots would get us, not a virus. Patrick Schauer, my kids have aged me terribly. Yeah, well, that is your responsibility only, you know. Tell us, Stella, I'm catching up. You all just turned 30 a few weeks ago. Oh man. Like, right, you will catch up. You're catching up, man. You're catching up. So you're a full-blown millennial, you know that, right? What are you doing in this group? Yes, really funny, really funny. So this nostalgia style and the 80s, man, the magic in the 80s, that was so cheesy. That's even they say cringy today, right? Cheesy. It's like. And then I have this glitter stuff, this glitter clothes, and everything was, you know, kind of glittery. But the color display here, this is a great nuance. In the 70s, the color display were very barbaric, like really, you know, orange, poisoning green and stuff, and they toned it down to silver and white and pink in the 80s. All right. Right? Am I right? But you don't know this, guys, but G-Rob will enjoy this. We just stumbled across a YouTube video, but it's not a YouTube video. It's from German television. There's a guy called Thomas Gottschalk. We all call him Tommy. He was basically he's one of the most famous television hosts in Germany, and he was in different formats, and he became very famous for in a time, you can't believe how stiff Germans were in the 80s. These people, they barely cracked a laugh. Really super stiff people, and this guy had this reputation of being super loose with his guests. And we watched him in an interview with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And guys, this is a privilege, being a German-speaking person, to have Thomas Gottschalk it was 1982, having a chit-chat with Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was totally posh dressed, kind of in a suit. That was the cringiest shit I've seen for a while. And that was top-notch entertainment in the 80s. And this guy, Thomas Gottschalk, he's wearing a pullover, like this knotted thing, and it shows a mountain landscape or something. You've seen a pullover that shows a mountain landscape, and that was prime television in the 80s. That's what I watched as a teenager, and they were talking some dumb shit, like ridiculous dumb shit, and I was sitting in front of telly and saying that, dude, these guys are my heroes. And it's great to just rewatch it on YouTube, but it's kind of a reality check. It was fun. It was funny. Yeah. G-Rob lacht sich tot, einfach nur alt. G-Rob is just said this is just old people talking right now. Right, Wit von Wit said, remember all Copperfield TV specials. I've never seen them. They weren't a thing really, I believe, in German television. But you say, here, this, of course, this it came later then in different formats, making the Statue of Liberty disappear. When was that? Do you remember when it was? Yeah, Sebastian Hansen said, I have to do some stuff for work tomorrow. I'll call you all on Discord next time here on YouTube. Sebastian Hansen, thanks for tuning in. Have a great night. Have a great week. See you soon. Patrick Server said, Arnold is the shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. But Terminator was a cult movie. It was a movie which I remember all those 80s movies. I mean, I was just in the right... It was done for the first time. It was done in the way for the first time. All those stories were new, at least to us and in this media. And man, just I don't know. That was great. That was a privilege, honestly, to be hit with the first Star Wars movies. As I don't know how old I was. I mean, this is. I was even younger. That's not 80s. That's even earlier, right? That's 70s, probably late 70s. I don't even remember. It was just like. And then Steven Spielberg, or Goonies, dude, this shit blew my mind. I can't. It was fantastic, you know, to go and rent videos, VHS tapes, VHS tapes. That was great, man. That was crazy. And now it's no more. I still have one of those suckers here. You wanna see? We're doing this nostalgia thing here completely, and then I'm out. I'm showing you my VH recorder, and then I'm out. This shit. Look at this Super Drive. What we wanted to do actually is, it's not mine actually, it's my girlfriend's. What we wanted to do is, we both got tapes, also some private tapes from the past, which is going to be incredible fun to watch. If the tapes are still working, we wanted to digitalize the data before it's lost forever, because you know this shit is not stable. It's going to, the tapes are vanishing now. That's how old I am. My tapes are vanishing. Yeah, it was in '89 when we watched him at school. It was him going over Niagara Falls. Yeah, that's crazy. This is all those material that David Copperfield did that reached me, us here before we saw it. I don't even know if I saw the stuff. They would be that this would actually mouth to mouth. There was this American magician who made the Statue of Liberty disappear, and who walked over Niagara Falls stuff. Like, no way, in school. That's impossible. Crazy. Are you kidding me? I remember that. Yes. And there's this beautiful anecdote that I believe. Let me see if this. I believe. Okay. Okay, I'm so tired for today. Don't get my things together here. Whatever. Yeah. This beautiful anecdote that I believe Penn Jillette told, that he had. I don't know when or where he said it, but that when he heard about it, he was so excited about it that he said to his father, David Copperfield is going to make the Statue of Liberty disappear. And then his father replied, but you know that he's not really gonna do it. And then Penn kind of realized that he was so excited by the idea, and that the reputation of David Copperfield has been so boosted already that he almost, would have expected to see this from his window. And this is what I loved. I love this little anecdote so much, because that was David Copperfield's reputation, and that's a body of work, man. That is, he made this really work so well. Really cool. Yeah, that was stuff, man. And somehow I feel that it was I remember this to be, everything that came at me was kind of completely brand new, kind of like first time, and not, and this would be the question now too, or this is the interesting aspect if you study an art form, then to see actually the long tradition this is built on, and then it refreshes, it kind of reboots or respawns in history, because there's a new media to transport the legend and to transport the experience, and we were in the middle of it. I mean, like that was just at least in my country, when television was something only belonging to some public channels, government funded. And then all of a sudden it became private sector, and then TV networks just boosted out of the air, and then all these things from America were airing, of course, in synchronized, but nonetheless, and it was like mind blowing. Like, what? Give me more of that shit. Good stuff. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we are doing this now for 3 hours. That should do the job. 3 hours. It was a kind of very productive session for me, at least, and then going full blown with a really realistic and real life approach to what is happening, completely improvised, completely to something that is really going to be performed for people in this format. Going into this like completely improvised, trying to outline the first set, or the first lines to kind of start working with it, which I'm going to do the next couple of days, and then I keep you updated, and then I will let you know in Discord when we and how we actually gonna do this. Please let me know if you want to take part in next session, which is going to be a Discord stream, because if this is more than 9 people, or if this is restricted or not, I'll figure this out then, and then maybe we have to give this a try on Google Hangouts or something, which is going to be a dress rehearsal for the thing in a little slightly modified way. I can't tell you how much I owe you. Thank you so much for your support all throughout this crazy times. I hope this was a nice watch for you. I'm super exhausted now. I can feel now my energy just dropping, yes, you know the drill. You keep practicing and it will come to you. It will come to you. And in the meantime, you can rest assured more magical stuff is going to be uploaded very soon. So let me pick some music very slowly here, and you guys have some time to say bye-bye to your mates. Chirop sagt danke. Gern geschehen, Chirop. Dank dir vielmals. And I hope I haven't made you feel too old now. It's a good it's just normal. It's just the walk of life, We're now with cards and with magic, and it's that's great. Cheer up, OTHMANiUS. See you all. Okay, let's call it a night. Ciao ragazzi. Ciao Diego de la Vega.
OTHMARiUS Magic. Like and subscribe.
Have a great one, everybody. I'm out.